Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I will start with the big picture, the weekly bar chart, and just mention that if, and this is not an updated chart, by the way, we are lower than this, but that's okay. We're not anywhere near to testing 171.46, and I'll show that in a moment on the daily chart where we find it at 170.93, lower right here in the support resistance column. 171.46 is now expected over the next week, two at the most, can contain selling through November. And once tested, we can round up to new highs, round up by the end of the year to 219.64. So I'm calling the 219.64 level a 2 to 3 month target above 171.46. And over the next week or two, we actually should test 171.46 or its sister formation on the daily chart at 170.93, following yesterday's Tuesday settlement below this 1 month channel bottom at 183.43. So we've entered a new sell signal, 183.43, able to contain buying through next week. It's a good short entry location through the rest of the week and into next, and below which 170.93 is likely by the end of next week, where we could bottom out through November and even the rest of the year and round up to new highs, round up to 219.64 over the following, say, 2 to 3 months. If we were, over the next couple of weeks, to close below 171.46, I would expect near to midterm 148.48, and I do think there's a case to be made as we spill into the first quarter of 26 that we could unwind into the 110s, 120s. I'll show that if necessary, but the necessary would be a settlement below 171.46. Until then, this is an area to buy into through the rest of the year. Now, once again, you never know exactly what's going to happen, right? So I just want to mention this for risk management purposes and for those of you who just are trying to understand trade execution. If you're a 2 to 3 month position player, you're buying pullbacks in the 171.46 area, but you obviously need to place your stop loss, and your stop loss could be a reversal stop loss. In other words, if you buy X number of shares at 171.46 or roughly in that vicinity, and then we violate that area, that would be, then you would sell twice that amount. In other words, exit your long position and reverse and go short into the upper 140s. This could be a 3 to 5 week play, could take the better part of 2 months. And as we spill into Q1, I do think there's a good case for the 110s, 120s. I will show that if necessary.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Let's get back to kind of the day itself. Holding below 183.43, 176.12, I think is likely today. We also closed yesterday, Tuesday, below the low of the high, which is 182.05. You could consider selling that, but I do think the slippage factor above 182.05 is this 183.43 rising channel bottom. Sellable resistance for the day, for the next 3 to 5 days down to 176.12, and for the next week or two down to 170.93. Now, we could see 170.93 over the next 3 to 5 days, certainly. If we close today, for instance, below 176.12, and I don't see this as a significant support. I just think for the day itself, we could have real trouble here. It is a 5/8 downside Fibonacci from that early September low against the more recent high that was put out last Friday. So we could trade here. We could bottom out here intraday, possibly for the day, and if we settle below 176.12, I think tomorrow, Friday at the latest, we test 170.93, where once again we can bottom out through November and round up to new highs from there within a matter of weeks. If we close below 171.46, no good reason to be long NVIDIA, in my opinion, through the rest of the year. By the end of the year, 148.48 likely, and into the Q1, I'm expecting the 110s under that scenario. Let's get back to the upside. If we happen to push through 183.43 today, 187.75 is attainable on that reversal. And if we close today above 183.43, I see that as a good low, not only for the week, but I think for the month of October. I think that head fake would have serious upside consequences. I would expect 192.10 within 3 to 5 days. And we have a new channel top that we have not illustrated. We really need to see what the low is, but I can tell you right now, it'll be around 197.09, 197.74. So really what I'm saying here is if we close back above 183.43 and you went short anticipating the low 170s, I think you need to at the very least bail on that short position, cover that short position to protect yourself. And once again, I think you can reverse and go long. You can go long into the mid to upper 190s within a week or two, or if you're more of a 2 to 3 to 5 day swing trader, into the 192.10 region. Certainly closing above 192.10 over the next few days would be our aggressive upward pivot into the upper 190s, 197.74. Once again, if you draw a trend line off the September low against yesterday's low, and if we happen to round up from here, if those are the two extremes, then you're just projecting a channel top off that intermediate high. But we don't want to commit to that just yet because we closed really at our lows on Tuesday. So there's likely more downside. In fact, I've already said as much. The downside is likely to yield the low 170s by the end of next week or sooner. That is to say, holding below 183.43. But one more time, if we close above 183.43, that is a sell signal rejection, significant intra-week head fake. We round back up within a matter of 2 or 3 days to 192.10, and within a couple of weeks back into the upper 190s, where we could top out on a weekly basis and meaningful upside continuation point into November. I think I've said it all. I do want to say one thing, that on Tuesday, wickedstocks.com did put out a stock pick on Qualcomm. You might want to check that out. We've got some very key levels that you need to see. A pending buy signal. We provide all the necessary conditions for acting on that buy signal. It would be meaningful through the rest of the year if elicited. And you can see it for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial, in which you'll also receive our second stock pick that'll be released on Thursday. That'll also be free. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. So check out wickedstocks.com and take advantage of that 5-day free trial. I think I've said it all. I'm going to leave it at that for Wednesday's Daily NVIDIA Report. You have a great day.